What's up, YouTube? Keeping it a Benji, and I'm getting back with y'all. Now, we finna do this reaction, and we got DJ Vlad sitting down with Charlamagne and DJ Envy at the Breakfast Club, and they going over Vlad comments where he was pretty much calling out Drake and DJ Khaled about not speaking pertaining to the situation with with Palestine and Israel and stuff like that, right? And me myself personally, I'm not really well educated about those places, those countries, those people, the war, or the past history. I'm not educated on that well enough to even really like speak about that. All I can say is may peace be upon to everyone, and shout out to all people, and love everybody in the form of humankind. That's all I can say. I don't, it's nothing like I can't be speaking on what's right and what's wrong. I'm not involved with none of that stuff. I ain't did my homework on it enough. So in advance, I will hope that whatever I say during my reaction, or whatever Vlad or Charlamagne or Envy or whoever speak on this reaction, offend anybody, we're going to try to do our best to cut that out. But also, I'm not educated enough about the situation to even know if somebody's offended or not. But I'm just putting it out there that we not on here to be trying to pick a side, disrespect nobody, or offend anybody. So, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. We finna get off into this video. And before that, let me read out loud the statement that Vlad put out pertaining to DJ Khaled and Drake. And then we could jump off into the reaction. Has anyone noticed that the most famous Jewish person on earth, Drake, and the most famous Palestinian person on earth, DJ Khaled, haven't said a single thing about the Gaza-Israel conflict? It's not like Drake is too busy. He's been writing paragraphs about Joe Budden, hurting his feelings about his new album. DJ Khaled has been working overtime promoting his new Jordan sneakers, but both of them have been silent on this topic. Why is that? It's because both are so thirsty to maintain their relevance that they wouldn't dare risk insulting a segment of their fan base. Heaven forbid that Drake might debut at number 2 behind Taylor Swift because some of his Palestinian fans chose not to stream his album. And it would be the end of the world if Khaled sold a few less sneakers because some Jewish people decided not to buy his Jordans. That's the difference between artists of today and timeless legends like Tupac. You know damn well Pac would be the first one to speak out about something so close to home.
Recently, you did an open letter to, I always call it an open letter.
An open letter.
An open tweet.
Yeah.
To Drake and Khaled.
Correct.
Now, why did you feel like you wanted to write a tweet to them?
Well, you sort of see what's been happening, right? When you look at the Gaza-Israel situation, it's horrific.
Mm-hmm.
And I put out a statement about that myself. And when I sat back and looked at it, it's like, okay, Drake is the most famous Jewish person on earth, essentially, right? Who else could do a tour and fill out coliseums worldwide who's Jewish besides Drake, right? Khaled is the most famous Palestinian in the world, but neither one of them has said anything about this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And people are saying, well, they're not politicians, whatever. They influence hundreds of millions of people, which ultimately has an influence on the world. And you're not choosing to say anything. And Drake, who has a Jewish mother, which by Jewish law makes him Jewish. But not only that, his parents got divorced when he was 5 years old, and he grew up with his Jewish mother and her Jewish relatives in Forest Hills, which is a Jewish community in Toronto. He had a bar mitzvah. And then when this happens, he doesn't say anything because I think that he doesn't want to potentially affect his record sales.
But why does he have to say anything? Why does him or Khaled have to say anything publicly?
They don't have to say anything. But I'm saying as representatives of these communities, their voices are powerful and they should say something. Just like I have said something.
What are they supposed to say though? But you're educated on the topic, clearly.
And they don't have people around them that can educate them? They have access to the highest.
Now, see, that's my point about the situation. Like what Charlamagne is kind of pointing out. It's like, why do Drake or DJ Khaled have to speak on these situations? You know, and I also like what Charlamagne said about they might not be well informed. Just like I said, you know, I don't want to speak on certain stuff if I'm just not educated to that point. And that's just the truth in the matter, you know what I mean? And I feel like it got to be another real reason that maybe Vlad's not really pointing out, that maybe somebody with enough knowledge can probably break that down or get to the bottom of why Vlad is so big on why he wants them to speak on these topics, you know? To me, it's a sensitive topic. So I feel like the most intelligent thing that you can do is pretty much don't even engage yourself with it unless you well informed to speak on it, because you don't want to rub people the wrong way, you know? And also, you know, just because you belong to something or if you're a part of something, that don't necessarily mean that you might even agree with your own people, you know? I'm not saying that that's the fact in this situation with them. I'm just pointing it out like maybe it's a possibility at the end of the day. So, you know, I like what Charlamagne, the path that he going down when he asking these questions with Vlad.
Level of everybody, you know what I mean, in terms of professors, experts, and so forth.
But even being educated on something don't mean you have an understanding of it to be able to express it. And you don't want somebody to craft something for you and just post it on your social media. And I've been watching celebrities all week say some of the stupidest shit. Like, I saw Justin Bieber post, pray for Israel, but he put up a picture of Palestine and had to pray for Israel over the picture of Palestine. So it's kind of like one of those things, if you really don't know what you're talking about, you probably should just sit it out.
But you probably should learn.
And see, that's something that I agree with. Like, I respect that, because look at that mishap right there. You offended so many people by just making a mistake, by trying to come off like you're caring to a certain degree. When sometimes your care doesn't have to be publicized. Your care can be delivered in all kind of ways. Like, we don't know what kind of help or how involved that DJ Khaled or Drake or anybody else is in. And you know, also, like, it was a situation a while ago where LeBron James was trying to speak on politics and stuff like that, and somebody spoke out and said, hey, shut up and dribble. So it's like, if you want to be a journalist, do your journalist thing. If you want to be an athlete, be an athlete. Be a music DJ, whatever you want to be it. But also be like honest with yourself to know that whether you educated or not educated about certain situations, it don't necessarily have something to do with the position that you chose to take in life. You know what I mean? It's like we just, you know, it's like we're not really caring. But I understand that when you have influence and you have fan base and you have audience, that you can, you know, you could either have waves going this way or have waves going this way. But I just don't really see the energy that Vlad has for them to not speak on it. Like, why? Like, I don't feel like Vlad should be so bothered by Drake and DJ Khaled not speaking on the situation. Do I kind of get it? Yeah, a little bit I do, based upon they supposed to be coming from these places they self. But to make it a big old thing, I just don't really agree with it.
About it. Because, I mean, before Drake was a rapper, he was Jewish. Before Khaled was a super producer, he was Palestinian. Like, this runs deep. And look, like, Drake has taken all types of shots at Kanye. But when Kanye went on his Hitler rants, Drake didn't say anything specifically about that. But you take shots at him.
I guess Vlad is saying
Like if something happened with George Floyd or something happened in our community and
And I also know this. I am aware, like in media training, a lot of people are taught to not speak on religion or politics. You know what I mean? Like I caught that, like, just as I got older, like in media training, that's what people be teaching. So I don't really see that I think right now a lot of people are like not mad at DJ Khaled or mad at Drake. I feel like Vlad is pretty much one of a few that's probably upset. If Vlad's even upset, he might be just working the angle. And in the future, we'd be able to see. But at this moment, we just don't know what's really behind him being so upset behind it. I just feel like it can turn into a lot more disrespect between people that view each other as friends, co-workers, or whatever. And it might not need that. You know what I mean? Like I said, we don't know what kind of help they are giving behind the scenes. You can't just get mad because a person haven't came on your radar,
say absolutely positively nothing as a black person.
Right.
I don't think you have to, though. I think if that's your thing, sure. But I don't think you're obligated to
You're not obligated, but I feel like you should say something.
I just don't want us to have because I already think America has like a unhealthy obsession with celebrity.
Yeah.
And like we always looking for celebrity to fix the world problems. Like when I saw it, I promise you, the first time I heard about this, I did not think of Drake or Khaled. I went to people like scholars and academics, people I know who actually know things about this situation, and I asked them, "Yo, man, what kind of global impact is this going to have? Or what exactly is happening right now?"
Right.
That's the people I want to hear from.
Yeah, but like Charlamagne, like before you were on the radio, you were black.
Absolutely.
And you had to you have a black family, and you understand black issues. Like, like you could you could walk out of the Breakfast Club right now and become a private citizen and never have to do anything, but you'll still be black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain things should run deep with you, with everyone.
But we don't know if they don't, though. Like, we don't know how Drake or Khaled feel about it. We just, like, what do we want, an Instagram post? A tweet? Like,
yeah, that's true, because we don't know what they're doing. They could be behind the scenes doing
what
stuff. It could be like Floyd sending a jet,
Name me a more...
Come on, man. That's everything that I was just pointing out. It's just a logic understanding. Like, it's almost like a common sense thing. You know what I mean? So it's like we gotta really hold ourselves. Like, we gotta just chill out sometime and not try to just dive out the window about certain situations, because Vlad do not have the facts to know what Khaled or Drake have done. Just like Charlamagne said, just like Envy said, just like I said. So you don't want to come off like you delivering things in the form of a fact, and you just don't know these things to be a fact.
Famous Palestinian than Khaled.
I'm with you, but I don't know how he feels
about
this. I can't say he don't feel anything about this situation because he didn't post.
But he's not speaking about it. But he's speaking about his new Jordans. You know what I'm saying? He's doing sneaker shopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is doing this whole like literally right.
And it almost comes off like Vlad might be envious. He might be battling with some jealous. He might be hating a little bit on Drake and Khaled for what they got going on and their accomplishments, and he might be kind of envious of their level of celebrity, their status. He might be envied of it, because he surely keep bringing up their status and their platform and how big they are and how famous they are. You know what I'm saying?
Paragraphs about Joe Budden because his feelings were hurt over album criticisms. So it's not like they're too busy. They have time to put out things. Like, for example, like Andrew Tate was disparaging Canadian men. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he was saying, you know what I'm talking about. He was saying, a man from Canada, there's no...
And I also want to say this. From what I can pick up, that's the difference between Vlad as opposed to DJ Khaled or Drake, is that Drake and Khaled have built their careers successfully based upon making people feel a certain way, more on the positive side of things. You know, they make great music, they put out great music, participate in great music, just everything they do. It's more so of like people dive in to interact with them based upon a more positive, better feeling that they deliver out. And then on the other hand, a person like Vlad, he's built his platform by offending people. You know, he says certain stuff. He might not apologize about it, even if he's wrong. He might say certain stuff, even though it's wrong. He might not correct it. Even if he's right and he do believe what he believes, he's taking a stance in the form of a debate, whatever a topic may be. So he always wake up and he pretty much know that he's going to offend somebody. Even when he interview people, if he interviews somebody and they telling stories or making up stories or just speaking negative about another person, then somebody's going to be mad at Vlad or anybody else for giving that individual that platform to bash somebody else out. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. And I feel like we got to pay attention to the difference. Some people succeed by making people feel good, more in a pleasant, happy, positive way. Some people is big behind a lot of people disliking it. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go.
Thing. Drake responds, green light on Andrew Tate. So when Canada gets insulted, he needs to come up and say something. But when his own community that he grew up with, his mother, everyone's like that, he's remaining silent.
You want him to put green light on Hamas?
No, I do not want him to do that. Absolutely not. I'm not going to stand behind that. No.
Jesus.
But I feel like he should say something. And people choose to do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stand behind this. These are two very powerful voices. People are taking sides. And, people are getting canceled and losing their jobs, everything else like that over it. And I'm not saying to say ridiculous, crazy things, but, I put out a tweet that basically said, I feel sorry for both, I really feel sorry for both parties and the people that are getting caught up in it, regardless of what my background is. And something that could be said and put together by one of these guys or both of them without getting canceled or ruining their careers. But I think ultimately, and in my tweet, I think they're too worried about staying relevant, staying hot, and not getting a certain group of people not supporting them anymore. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.